He died for 3 minutes. But what he saw wasn't heaven or darkness. It was something waiting for him to stay. People talk about near-death experiences as if they're peaceful. A bright light, a warm tunnel, a sense of floating weightlessly into something beautiful. But that's not what happened to Kenji Sato when his heart stopped for 3 minutes after a sudden cardiac arrest. What he experienced wasn't Ipisit, was a place that felt wrong in ways he still can described without shaking. Kenji always said the strangest part was how ordinary the beginning felt. 1 second he was collapsing in the hallway of his apartment in Saitama, vision tunneling, ears ringing, the world folding in on itself. The next second, he was standing completely upright in the exact same hallway. At first he thought he had just regained consciousness, but then he noticed everything was still. Not quiet. Still, like someone had taken a picture of the world and placed him inside it. The ceiling light above him was frozen mid-flicker, half dim, half bright, as if trapped between breaths. A droplet of water from his bathroom faucet hung motionless in the air, and the shadow at the end of the hallway, his shadow didn't match his posture. It wasn't moving when he moved. It wasn't shaped like him, and it wasn't facing the same direction. Kenji tried to step back, but his foot didn't make a sound. No echo, no creak of the wooden floor. It was as though every sound in the world had been turned off, except the slow, steady thrum of something pulsing behind the walls. A heartbeat. Not his. When he finally forced himself to look again, the shadow was gone. Or so he thought. It had only moved closer, standing inches away, watching him, even though he couldn't see a face. He tried to speak. "Hello? Who's there?" But the words left his mouth like thick smoke, dissolving before reaching the air. Then everything changed. The hallway stretched unnaturally long, expanding like a rubber band being pulled from both ends. Doors multiplied, repeating in perfect intervals, each one slightly more warped than the last. The floor beneath him dimmed, each step sinking a little deeper, as if he were walking on soaked carpet. The walls twisted inward, breathing, exhaling faint whispers in a language he didn't understand. At some point, he realized he wasn't walking alone. Something walked beside him. He couldn't see it. He could only hear its footsteps that didn't match his. Too soft. Kenji finally reached the end of the hallway, where Adori's apartment door waited for him. Except this one was wrong. The number plate read 203. But he didn't live in 203. The peephole was missing. The doorknob was covered in dark fingerprints, smeared as if someone had been desperately trying to claw their way out. He whispered, "I shouldn't open this." But the heartbeat behind the walls grew louder, synchronizing with something climbing up his spine, urging him forward with a rapid, hungry rhythm. Inside was a room identical to his own but empty. Only a lone figure standing in the center, facing the opposite direction. Kenji felt everything inside him scream to leave. Then the figure turned. No eyes, no mouth, just a smooth face with faint impressions, as if features had once been there but were erased by a trembling hand. Yet somehow, the non-face was still staring right at him. It raised one arm, slow and deliberate, pointing at something above his head. Kenji hesitated, looked up, and there he was. The moment his mind understood what he was seeing, the entire room cracked apart like breaking glass. The floor fell away. The walls shattered. The heartbeat roared like thunder, and the faceless figure lunged toward him with a sound like a gasp dragged from the bottom of a throat. Then his chest burned. "You were gone for 3 minutes," one doctor said. "We thought we lost you." Kenji wanted to tell them everything. The empty room, the faceless figure, the version of himself staring down from above. But all that came out of his mouth was a whisper. I wasn't alone. And to this day, every night before he sleeps, Kenji swears he still hears footsteps in the hallway, always half a beat behind him.